Hi, welcome back to Master Sam's back stretching video, number 2. Today we're going to do a variation on the stretch that you saw in video 1. This is a stretch that will be good for lower back problems like herniated bulging disc or spinal stenosis in the lumbar region. This stretch is also good for hip flexibility, so it can prevent hip arthritis and any kind of hip joint problem. Contraindication of this stretch: if you have artificial hips or hip replacement, consult with your doctor before doing this stretch. To begin with, right now I'm flexing my hip in this position. You'll notice my leg is about 80 degrees. So this is a good angle. If you're not flexible in the beginning, then eventually you want to work your way up to about 80 degrees. In the beginning, you can start at a lower angle down here, about 45 degrees. As you get more flexibility, you want to do it at about 80 degrees. So I'm internally rotating my hips, begin to walk, and I'm going to turn around. Now notice my foot is pointing forward here. As I do this turn, my foot is pointed forward, and I complete my turn. And then this goes into the psoas muscle stretch, as well as some hip anterior muscle flexing. To get a good stretch in this position, you can drop your knee a little bit. Notice I'm dropping my left knee here. I'm bending, and then I can really get a little better stretch. As I mentioned in video 1, it's important to have your stick in hand. So this concludes video 1 stretch. We're going to go into the stretch number 2, which will be good for lower back pain, herniated disc, and spinal stenosis. If I have a herniated disc on my right side and I have pain that radiates down my right leg, I want to keep my leg up on the rock here. This is the area we're stretching. In this position, come around. In this position, where I've gone from here to here, I'm halfway. I want to keep my foot forward, and then I'm going to bend this leg, the ground leg. As I bend, I kind of fall back, okay? And now, while this is bent, I'm going to simply lean forward like I'm going to touch my toes, but I'm leaning directly between this leg and this leg. So I've turned, I've fallen back, and then you can lean forward and you can kind of find the spot. So in this position, my hip is internally rotated and I'm flexing the hips in this position. This will create a stretch along the lower spine vertebrae, as well as along the hip. So you simply just bend forward. You can kind of play around, and then when you're finished, you just come up and you return to your starting position. Record. Okay. So for balance, because we like to keep things even, now I'm going to do my left leg. We just finished the right leg. Starting in the beginning position, where the leg is flexed up, hamstrings are straight. Turn. This is the stretch you saw in video 1. Completely around, and then you can lift yourself up and get a psoas muscle stretch here. You can twist your back, play around. Now, to begin the second stretch, I come halfway around, I fall back on the leg that's on the ground, and then I flex forward, and I bend myself forward. And I have my stick because I can really get lower with the stick. And when you get more flexibility, you'll feel tightness here on the hip, which is okay. Once you loosen this up, that'll help resolve your hip lower back problems. So I do the stretch, and then I come back to the starting position, and I finish. A little case history for me and Master Sam's back stretch. This stretch I developed to get rid of my own back pain. I had a herniated disc in my lower vertebrae, It's been over a year and a half since I've been diagnosed by MRI with the herniated disc. I had a lot of pain that went down my left leg, residual pain. Before I was not able to bend forward, and I could only bend about this much. Doing this stretch for 1 month, not every day, just 3 or 4 days a week, doing this stretch, after 1 month, I'm now able to keep my legs straight, bend forward, and almost touch my toes. Before, I could only go to about here. Now I can go all the way down. So I have improved my range of motion, and I have improved my pain using this stretch that you just saw today. Next video will be a series of back strengthening exercises. So the videos 1 and 2 were stretching exercises, which I highly recommend. It's essential you do for low back pain. And then to follow up, we'll be doing some back strengthening exercises next. Thank you very much.